mask on, blade gleaming. Heard a siren, heard a drone, heard a talk show screaming. Opened up my phone and I about felt dead, cause the headlines hit harder than a machete to the shed. Used to be I was the thing that made folks run. Now I'm scrolling like, Lord, what have y'all done? I'm the boogeyman, yeah, I'm calling my mom, saying, Ma, come get me, the world's gone wrong. Cause it's wild out here, man, it's unhinged. When the killer in the mask is clutching his fringe, I'm supposed to be the nightmare, I'm supposed to be feared, but I just saw the comment section and I'm disappearing. Yeah, it's dark out there, and I know, dark friend, but y'all have made me nervous, and that's how you know it's the end. I tried to do my usual slow walk, heavy breath, but somebody live streamed it, added filters, made it meth. Then a dude in a suit yelled, it's all a hoax, and a robot voice pitched me limited edition for. Got folks fighting over nothing in a parking lot, while a dude sells a piece from a pop-up shop. I'm standing by the lake like this ain't my lane. I just want a camp counselor's not a full-time brain. Cause it's wild out here, man, it's unhinged. When the killer in the mask is clutching his fringe, I'm supposed to be the nightmare, I'm supposed to be feared, but I just saw the comment section and I'm disappearing. Yeah, it's dark out there, and I know, dark friend, but y'all done made me nervous, and that's how you know it's the end. Famous country acting like a fool. Saw a grown man lose it cause his fries weren't cool. Saw a truth get sold with a link in the bio. Man, I'm from the 80s, even I need a choir. So I'm putting down the blade, picking up a prayer, hiding in the woods like, no, y'all can have it out there. Cause it's wild out here, man, it's unhinged. When the killer in the mask is clutching his fringe, I'm supposed to be the nightmare, I'm supposed to be feared, but I just saw the news cycle and I'm disappearing. Yeah, it's dark out there, and I know, dark friend, but y'all have made me nervous, and that's how you know it's the end. Well, I woke up in the woods, mask on, blade gleaming. Heard a siren, heard a drone, heard a talk show screaming. Opened up my phone and I about felt dead, cause the headlines hit harder than a machete to the shed. Used to be I was the thing that made folks run. Now I'm scrolling like, Lord, what have y'all done? I'm the boogeyman, yeah, I'm calling my mom, saying, Ma, come get me, the world's gone wrong. Cause it's wild out here, man, it's unhinged. When the killer in the mask is clutching his fringe, I'm supposed to be the nightmare, I'm supposed to be feared, but I just saw the comment section and I'm disappearing. Yeah, it's dark out there, and I know, dark friend, but y'all have made me nervous, and that's how you know it's the end. Slow walk, heavy breath, but somebody live streamed it, added filters, made it meth. Then a dude in a suit yelled, it's all a hoax, and a robot voice pitched me limited edition for. Got folks fighting over nothing in a parking lot while a dude sells peace from a pop-up shop. I'm standing by the lake like this ain't my lane. I just want a camp counselor's not a full-time brain. Cause it's wild out here, man, it's unhinged when the killer in the mask is clutching his fringe. I'm supposed to be the nightmare, I'm supposed to be feared, but I just saw the comment section and I'm disappearing. Yeah, it's dark out there, and I know dark friends, but y'all done made me nervous, and that's how you know it's the end. Famous country acting like a fool. Saw a grown man lose it cause his fries weren't cool. Saw a truth get sold with a link in the bio. Man, I'm from the 80s, even I need a choir. So I'm putting down the blade, picking up a prayer, hiding in the woods like no, y'all can have it out there. Cause it's...
And now we've made it to Friday the 13th in February of 2026. And hence the lead-in song was the first thing that kind of popped. The idea for the lead-in song kind of popped in my head first thing this morning. Because honestly, last night, I didn't realize that today would be Friday the 13th. Because I was thinking about Valentine's Day on Saturday, right? And it's like, wait, a Friday the 13th before Valentine's Day? Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so I don't know. I just thought it was kind of a funny little thing, and I don't know. It's like, because things now are, if you think about it, everything that's like in the mainstream headlines now is scarier than any adventure at Camp Crystal Lake could ever hope to be. I mean, for real. Wow. And yeah, it's just a wild and wacky world. And by wacky, I mean like really evil rolling into the streets. It's totally nuts. But what are you gonna do? You're going to settle in and find your happy place and stay there. Occasionally look out the little port window to go, oh yeah, they're still nuts. Good to know. And then come back into your happy place. And that's what I'm doing every day. And it's an exercise in perseverance to do so. Because again, it's like, it's crazy. And now certain things are like in the stupid sphere that is the headline realities is getting a little closer to home. Not here in the 72601 specifically, but a little to the north in Branson, which is like what I've always considered our backyard playground. There's a lot more of the headline rumbling things from the E-file. Somebody's trying to bring that in, along with the things to cool your beverages on a hot summer day. That's allegedly happened. I don't know, but I do know that it's a dog and pony show, kids. It just is. Are real things happening? Yes. Are they as extreme as being reported? Probably not. Will it all pass in time as the distraction cycle needs to shift into something else? Absolutely. And so, I don't know. It's a wild and wacky world, man. So, oh yeah, man. The news now, again, it's so funny because I flashback all the way to 1995 was the first go I was going to go with in doing that type of conspiracy talk type stuff, instead of that whole genre, paranormal, abnormal, weird, conspiracy, blah blah. And I'm glad things worked out as they did, because again, the researching never stopped on my end. I paid attention to pretty much everything as best I could, so I'd always have my finger on the pulse, or my thumb on the pulse of things, just to be aware, right? Because again, as you pay attention to things and you can see them and make a note, and then the dots that you used to have to kind of like get like your ruler and really work the straight edge out to make sure you could connect them. Well, now they just automatically come, and it's almost like what is it, like osmosis? They just whoop, and they're just immediately connected. It's just crazy. And that's the thing. It's like, like what you said, it's just because some nut is jumping up and down, waving their arms, doesn't mean that we have to have to give that behavior, your attention. I agree, but the thing that's interesting now is I've never seen so many nuts at one time, and I'm not going to discount what people are saying now in the nut category, because again, I know from personal like researching experiences that the craziest things aren't necessarily nutty. There's like a sliver of truth in there, or it could be a giant block of truth. But depending on what the social narrative is at the time, is what's going to determine the size of said slice and or block. And it's been interesting to watch because this week has truly been a fiery one that makes me scratch my head and go, really, we're there now? This is where we are? Huh. Okay. Well, I knew it was going to happen because it had to, because it's like, it's a poorly written script, if anything. It just is. It's clunky. And they're like rushing through parts. It's like we've kind of like reset. This week has been kind of like a reset back into Act One to where, but they're rushing through Act One to get all the players back on the stage, to get all the storyline established, and what will be the conflict that we're going to face in Act Two. That I'm surprised. Again, I'm not psychic, but I observe, and considering everything that rolled out this week, which I won't even bother naming other than it's just all stupid. It really, I mean, it's horrible. There are a lot of horrible things being said that are true, and they are based in real stuff. But the way in which it's being presented and as a purpose of division and dividing people, yes, it's insane. But we're at the apex now inside of getting ready to launch into Act Two. That is definitely I have two predictions, and I don't care how crazy anybody thinks I sound anymore because hello. But I think the next logical or potentially logical story progression, we're getting two things. We're either getting uh, a big war of some sort, right? Hopefully not on the homeland, hopefully not anywhere, but a big war type thing, okay? Because nothing distracts people like war. And then, secondly, maybe, possibly, we actually get the alien thing. Maybe we'll actually finally get that narrative. Okay. I, for one, don't buy into it, never really have. I know there are things in the sky that are most likely, in my opinion, military things that we, the common people, didn't need to really know anything about, other than, it's interesting. I miss the days of simple pie plate flying saucers on the screen. Woo. But I don't know. But it's weird. It's like, again, from a writer storytelling perspective, and watching how things are lining and clicking up and the way they're going with things. This week was stupid nuts. I mean, it really, really was. And I I don't know. It's like, I think we live in if there is simulation theory that's more than theory, I could buy into it because this stuff is just too stupid. Yeah. Um, mm. Oh man, yeah, we had fun yesterday, and it's like at the end, I had, and it was funny. Now here's where we'll go a little tinfoil hat on you. So at the end of the show yesterday, and I went into my analogy with the M&Ms and then the one Skittle. That was a nice free flow. I kind of liked how that one came together. But what was funny, now after I had said what I said in regards to the Skittle representing the M&M, and I said certain words, things started getting wonky on my end, like my phone. I know my phone very well because, like most people, I am pretty attached to it. We didn't need a chip implant. We'll just carry it. But at some point, somebody said, "Yeah, it would be easier to just go ahead and plug it into your head." Um, but anyway, but it was funny because I got off the air and getting ready to go do the things that I needed to do for the day. I noticed that my battery was zapped, not completely gone, but almost. And I know how my phone works. I charge it every night as soon as I go to bed. It's a habit thing with me, right? And Alicia had actually charged hers as well, and which is good for her because she doesn't normally do that, but she did overnight last or night before last. But her phone, boom, battery gone. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that was most certainly peculiar because it was abnormal in how it was operating. But I said a word that you're not supposed to say things against inside of the public sphere because, again, in that conversation and what I was talking about, And I'm doing that word salad nonsense where you dance around words because they do matter in the wrong ways now, though. Words always matter, but now when you say certain words, the not good things can happen. And it's true. I mean, it's like, again, like I was talking about the other night over at the grill at the Seville, and it was like one of the first karaoke nights I was checking out and getting a feeling, a vibe for the regulars and the visitors and everything. And but it was funny because after the night was over, and then I was just kind of checking the Facebook for, like, notifications and stats and stuff like that. It was funny because the friend suggestions that Facebook was offering, just kind of, this might be interesting, were the people that were there. So the whole the geofencing that's happening with your devices and your socials and everything that you agree to use said. I mean, just seeing it all in real time again. It's like, oh yeah, they do that. And it's not conspiracy. It's a technology used for advertising and sales. And but it gets a little unnerving and annoying. Yeah. So it is a very interesting thing. But yeah, but the bigger thing yesterday that was fantastic, Gar, I sent you the selfies, and it was so cool because Davey and I and his wife Jessie, we got the opportunity to actually meet up there at the grill at the Seville and say hi. And after all of these years and all of these conversations with Damien, to actually get to meet him in the flesh, not as flesh, but in the, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, to be able to sit down and it was. I'm surprised I don't know where he's at right now, but it was so funny because we were talking about, or I was talking about, like, on Saturday nights with the band, Family Tradition, that's there, the house band, and saying, if you like the old school country, which Jesse, she's like, yeah, I like that. And Damien was so funny. He was like, didn't say a word, just shook his head. And his Jesse was so sweet about it. She said, yeah, he likes more of the, the heavy metal stuff and everything. He said, no, I have an engagement. It was just awesome. It was so good. He is so the most loyal, dedicated, horrible horror fan that I know of that exists. Definitely in the Arkansas chapter of the Horrible Horror Fan Club and Rubber Chicken Society. And yes, I'm coining that term and running with it forever. But yeah, it was a lot of fun getting to chat with them. I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen them this morning, and now that I know, if all things considered to flow as they do, Gar, my friend, we have got to get you here. We got a hotel to work with now, and a place to eat and do, and yeah, and it was really cool. It really, really was. But me, I forgot. Even though I knew I was going to do it, I forgot to take Barney, the trash can panda, with me. So you know what that means? We'll meet up again, and Barney the Trash Can Panda will be delivered to his rightful creator. And yeah, so, but yeah, it that was really super cool and super sweet. And the rest of the day went pretty well too. Again, mapping out what is to be a 24/7 YouTube streaming channel for the hotel. And why would I do that? Because it just, like, and it makes more sense every day. And not even that I'm thinking about it. It's like when you get that initial pop of we call it the big idea, if you will. But then all the little steps for the system just start falling into place, and it all just starts making sense. Because I wanted to go in that direction, because to me, in the world of marketing and promotion these days, online and the content is key. And the way you pick it apart and put it together and all this and schedule and all that, well, it only made sense on that first front end topical level to build out a channel on the YouTube, because YouTube is the master network, if you will. It just is. It's like there are a lot of other great services out there, like Twitch and platforms and so on, that are great. They all serve their purposes and they all do good. But if you want the the more universal platform that everyone can easily access, YouTube's got the market. It's like they are like the Android software and PC software versus the Mac specialty proprietary software, and that gives you codecs that are kind of a pain in the butt to work with. Um, but again, what's even more cool that really hit me this morning is I was sitting down and working out my notes and my to-dos of what I'm doing today, and building out the framework. It's actually a really perfect fit. And it's all part of this AMP network system that I'm putting together, to where if you're a hotel, you're a 24-hour establishment, right? Not necessarily all the amenities are 24 hours, but the hotel itself is a 24-hour thing. And it only makes sense to me to have a 24-hour channel. Now, I'm not crazy in this. I mean, it's going to be, in the grand scope, it's massive amount of work. But thankfully, for the things that I have been known to like whine about over the past 18 years, I'm actually tempered for something like this, because having been a solo act for like ever here and building out processes, timelines, pipelines to be able to put things together very efficiently, which when you've got efficiency, then you can add speed. And now that with the tech that we have available to us now, it just continues to, it just goes on. And, I'll make a suggestion to you, Gar, and I keep covering it up. Look up a mini PC. These things are freaking amazing. They're tiny. They're like, here, let me just do this. Let's see if I can get it out here without knocking everything over. My laboratory. Let's see. I'll just pull this out real quick. Because again, it's tiny and it's efficient. And this is, if you caught any when I was doing like the live stream thingy, what did I knock over? Anyway, I'll find it later. But there's a thing I didn't realize fell off that I was looking for the other day. But it's transparent, so you can see why I wouldn't see it. These. Check this out. This is a PC, sir. PC, and I got one of like the smaller ones as far as like the hard drive capacity, probably all that. I mean, but it's still powerful. I streamed live, and if you go to my channel, I think the live, those should still be there. I streamed a couple things that I shouldn't have streamed. I didn't realize like we're doing the but again, to be able to stream out live, say you want to set up the like you can automate a station with this thing. It is absolutely unbelievable because I did it. And like I was telling you, using like the macro settings in there to like trigger stuff at times, set up folders for your day parts and everything. Or if you just had a folder that was just going to run and you just stack shows in there, but then you could easily go to that folder, as you know, and then just like pull it out, put something else in, or change out, and then the folder that's inside of OBS would be automatically updated. But yeah, this is it. And I think all total, it was $156 on Amazon, and with Prime it had free shipping. But this is it. This is a fully functional desktop PC. And again, there are different models and more bells and whistles and so on. But like this one, all right here, it's got the, I'm not sure what that one is. But anyway, but it's got an HDMI port right there. And I'm not, this is the one I'm not 100% sure what that, it kind of looks like an HDMI port again, but not. And then you've got the USB 3 ports here. And then you flip around over to this side here, and you got another washing it out, a USB-C 3 port here, and then another USB that I use to like plug in a wireless mouse and keyboard. So then you've got your wireless mouse and keyboard, and then the HDMI for your monitor, and voila, you're good to go with a nice little bitty teeny tiny compact PC that will function perfectly as a server for a streaming channel. It blew me away. Like I said, I didn't know these things existed until about towards the end of 2025. And for whatever reason, I stumbled across a recommendation, or the recommendation stumbled across me. And as such, I was like, I have got to try that. And I did. And now I see the fortuitousness of this discovery. I'm just going to set that down without knocking everything over again. But yeah, and that one's like a 256 gig hard drive in there. I don't know exactly what the RAM is, but I know it's streamed fine. The only thing to be mindful of is the cooling system is kind of non-existent. So you would definitely want to like elevate it a little bit so it's got room to breathe in there, and maybe put a little desk fan or something on there just to kind of blow on to keep it from getting too hot. I didn't have an issue with overheating issues per se, but I was very mindful of it because it does get warm. Let's see, I think it's an AMD processor. I'm not 100% sure. Oh no, it's an Intel. Excuse me, it's Intel. It's got an Intel processor inside. Let me see. Let me find my cheaters real quick. Get a better look at this specs on it. Okay, let's see here. So 16 gig of RAM, 256 hard drive. The CPU is an Alder Lake N97, whatever that means. And then it's just the inputs is 12 volt, 2.5 amp input. And of course, made in China, where everything else is. But it is a fascinating advancement in technology, which I don't know why I was surprised considering our smartphones are like supercomputers. But to know that this little bitty thing right here, you talk about something that opens up a lot of opportunities that I myself, and of course, it's got the wireless connection or the Wi-Fi connection and all that, and Bluetooth, I think, is all in there too. I don't think I've used the Bluetooth, but I know the Wi-Fi is in there because, again, I tapped into the home Wi-Fi. Is there? No, I am not. Wait. Let me look. I didn't peel this one sticker off. We'll do it together. We're unboxing the sticker, and it shows the Ethernet port, so you can plug it directly into your modem or whatever. So that's, again, mind blowing, but serves the purpose of doing what I would do with it now that because I didn't know exactly what I was going to do with it once I got it, but for the price and the curiosity, I couldn't not do it. It's just crazy. I'm just amazed, totally amazed. But now I know what I want to do with it because I'm going to build the 24/7 Hotel Seville channel with that one machine right there, so I don't have to invest anything else in doing it. And so this machine right here, the laptop, is my production hub now. I don't have to have. I've still got put it in the garage, but the big beast machine that I used at the television and was being used before I got there, and it was one of those, and probably similar to the one you have. That's like a Super Dell business PC that is meant for that. That weighs like at least 100 pounds. That I don't miss moving around, and I just don't know exactly what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's had some failures and all this other. It's boat anchor. You know. But again, it's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. So yeah, and I've got over here. I've got like one of those signal modem booster thingies that I did use once, but it's just not very practical. And plus, my modems and I'm not that worried about it. Really. So, and it's more of a hassle because you got like a different connection thing, your setup and everything for all the anyway. Right now, I don't need that. Eventually, I might. It's good to have the option, but the main thing is you've got a server, a video server, this big and cheap. And again, to upgrade it like double space on everything is, it's like, $300 or a little less than that. On Amazon, it is fantastic. I'm just blown away with what all can be done. Well, actually, when it comes to the deal that I worked out with the hotel, this type of stuff here, again, it's all my in-house stuff. And they're compensating properly. I'll leave it at that right now. But I put you like this: more so than anything else around here has in 18 years. So to use that as a tool of the service that I'm providing, and plus think about it, like once everything, the entire foundation is built, it is 100%. Um, I'm building this with the understanding to the hotel that this is their stuff. This will be their stuff, their proprietary, everything they can have, and it's all cloud based anyway. So the external stuff like this is not really that big a deal. And if they wanted it, I'd say, sure, drop me $200 and you can have it. But it's really not that big a deal. And yeah, and so yeah, it is. This is great to be compensated for after all these years in a lot of ways. But the thing I'll say, and a thankful, grateful mindset and manner, is that for the the wars and battles that I was put through or got myself into, um, it was great because it tempered me for this moment. It's like I am prepped, I am ready, I am locked, I am loaded to where I can handle a lot more. I turn myself into a robot in a lot of ways, which has been the interesting part in this new transition of things is that I'm doing one thing, if you will, marketing promotions. That's it. Now, however, that's kind of massive from my head. I've turned myself into a robot. So over the years, and so it's like I'm a machine. I can bam, 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 which is great. But now that I know I've done that and those systems are in place, now I don't have to think about those systems anymore. Now I can focus solely on the creative. And that's the like coolest thing, that if from this point forward until I shake loose this mortal coil, that all I've got to focus on is the creative, because I've already built out that infrastructure of the technical robot stuff. And now I got robots to work with, to use to do some of that stuff, to make it even faster. I'm a happy, happy guy, you know? Mm. Well, see, and that's the thing. Um, that when it comes to like with what you've done with horrible horror, and again, in investing in horrible horror, it's well, I think the payoff, like you said there, the return and the mental and emotional and greatness of it is worth more than any of the greenbacks that we use to pay rent to stay on the planet. And that's the way I see with, like, as last year occurred, with all the things that continued to happen that were completely beyond my control in the matters of life and death, and literally life and death. Um, I was very focused on being mindful of the time that comes after this. And I did. And so I was prepping for a future that I didn't know what it looked like, but I knew that there were certain elements that I wasn't doing at the moment and that I'd walked away from for a while due to burnout, tiredness of dealing with all that crap. And but I knew I needed to be prepared for when it came around again, because I knew it would, because it's just in my nature. It's like part of that core mission that I myself am not necessarily sure what's happening, but know that it's a pattern. I can look at it, and there are patterns that are good and patterns that are bad. Both are equally the same depending on your perspective, right? So anyway, pardon me. One of the things I didn't see coming was type 2. So I take this one supplement, and I don't want to accidentally forget. But it works really good. It's you can actually get it at Walmart if you need blood sugar help. It's called blood sugar support. It's not a paid endorsement, or is it medical advice? I just know it works for me, because I am very diligent about not um, getting caught up in the pharmaceutical stuff that I don't have to. I tried the metformin and it hurt me. I didn't like it, so I don't do that. That is true, man. But now here's the thing: a true villain doesn't realize that they are. The best, that is. They're in their mind, they're doing the right thing. I am worried about Damien, man. I figured he'd be here for sure this morning. I want to shoot him a little message, make sure he's good. And yep, little quick message. Hope all is well. Um, so anyway, but yeah, and that was really cool getting to hang out with him and Jesse for a minute, with the hopes of, yeah, we'll do it again soon. Because again, last night we went out to the Hotel Seville, Grill at the Seville. Go figure. But Caitlin has so much fun with yeah, yes, I just don't want the meds, man. I just don't. I tried it, didn't like it. But we went back out there last night for it was another Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is a karaoke thing every night. And Caitlin just loves to sing. And so she's having a ball with it. And she's really, again, not going too deep on the interwebs about things, but it's not that it's therapeutic, it's that she's finally made it through the things that were 2025. And she's being able to be herself again. Yeah, I say the metformin, the thing that it did to me, and the reason that I knew I could target it specifically, my father-in-law, ironically enough, my father-in-law and I, we got diagnosed with the type 2 at almost the same time, right? Now, so it's like we were our own control subjects, if you will. So anyway, but he went the route of the metformin. And at first I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to stop and think about it. But in that process of him taking it, he wound up getting like this stiffness in his neck and his shoulder, and he couldn't turn, right? And so, so I would, like, rub it out, massage him and everything on, just get it, get it freed up. And then whenever I finally said, okay, I will try this metformin thing. I will try it just to see. And I did. And within taking it, I started noticing, I mean, this is like in a 2-day period, that the first day my neck got a little stiff. I'm like, what? Why is my neck? This is weird. And then by the second day, when I took it the second time, I could not turn my neck. I had to turn my whole upper body because I flat could not. And then I remembered what was happening with him, because he had never had that problem before. I put two and two together and I went, oh, it's this. So I said, I'm not doing this anymore. And I haven't done it since, and I won't. There have been other suggestions made, and I'm like, nah, you know what? I will do my best to watch my diet. If I don't eat out, I'm golden. If I cook everything at home, even all the stuff you can get out there in the real world, barring like pounds of sugar, but I can cook anything at home and eat it just fine. Doesn't impact me terribly. Um, so yeah, no, and but the diet a little bit. I got to get the exercise in. I'm notorious for not because again I stare at these damn screens all day, so I got to get up and move. That's the only thing that actually seems to like actually kick my blood sugar up. Is like if I don't move around enough, then I'll have that problem. Um, yeah, so that's kind of the thing. So I'm still sitting here at. But what's funny is when I go and I'm good at like checking my blood sugar, like pricking the finger thing, pretty regularly, just to make sure that things aren't going nuts. Uh, yeah, yeah. So again, it is a very interesting thing, but the with the side effects of the metformin, because I didn't even know there were side effects until after the fact. Then after I realized that connection with my father-in-law's problem and my problem that had cropped up out of nowhere, other than that one X factor, then looked into what the side effects are, and lo and behold, those are some of the side effects. And so I wasn't aware of it, so it wasn't like a placebo effect type thing or anything. I just didn't know. So, but I won't do it. I'm cool. There's a part of me that came about due to certain aspects of life where I've had that Doc Holliday mentality of like, well, the Stonewall Jackson type thing. It was like, well, if it's my time to go, here we go. And I'm not concerned with that. I'm not. It's like I used to be, but I'm not anymore. I'm totally, um, I could care less. I'll be honest with you. I know that my time on this rock is going to be the time that I'm going to give it all I got every single day that the eyes pop open. And that's the best I can say. And I enjoy what I'm popping open into right now. It's been cool. So, but weird though, I'm not seeing Damien, so that's a little concerning. But he'll be all right. I know he will. So anyway, what else is going on? I don't know. It's Friday the 13th, Valentine's Day tomorrow. Lots of interesting things. Again, like I'm mapping out what the day parts are going to look like content wise because again, I'm going to treat the whole thing as a 24/7 channel. Again, I'm not going nuts and going to like produce like 10 episodes at a whack and things like that right now because the load would be too heavy. But I can chip away with from the basic, most simple things as a slide on the screen. And again, I still got to build out the YouTube channel to where it has the access and permissions to be able to stream live too. So, but all the while that's in progress, building out the micro uh, pushes and messaging and posts and everything to get more attention of what else happening out there at the hotel. Because it's great, man. I'm telling you, it's like it is an island in the stream of everything that is here. That when I walk in the door there, it's like whoa, a whole new world, literally. I mean, but it's a whole new environment. I've never been inside of a hotel in this manner before, to where it's inclusive, all inclusive, as far as I'm concerned. You know, you got a place to stay, you got a place to eat, you got a place to have some fun and party, relax, have a cup of coffee with somebody, and it's all right there. And that's just the scratching the surface, let alone all the stories that can be dug up and pulled out. It's just fascinating. It is. It's like I have the hardest thing about building out stories and shows and things like that right now is there's so much, and that's why I've had to put together a list so I can start brainstorming out specifics, and that way um, I can get those done in that timely manner, organized manner, and then go forward. And it's going to be amazing. It really is. Um, right on. Yeah. See, I just got to get off my butt a little bit more, and that was one of the cool things about like during the pandemic era of stuff, and I got myself involved in like the gig economy stuff with Instacart and DoorDash. That was awesome, man, because I was number one. People when they get stimulus money, they use that service a lot, and the money was flowing. But the other thing was, is I was on the move constantly. You know, between the in and out of the car, running in the restaurants, going to the people's house, it was very good. It actually really was. It was very beneficial on a lot of different levels. But yeah, but I've got all this stuff here on my little notes that I'll be working out and making happen. And the best part is, along with scratching my own creative itches, I know that the outputs have a greater benefit for the community at large that has that's not just locked inside of the city limits, and that's huge to me because I want an audience that I can speak to around the world, just like doing something like this, right? Hey, there he is. He overslept. You overslept. Good Lord, Damien. When you get the chance, tell me how lunch was. I don't know what you guys wound up settling on. I know we went back out there last night, and we they it was cool. Like I say, we have some friends, Thomas and Kyle and Heather and Kyle's son Gavin, and of course Alicia and her boyfriend Aiden. We went back out for karaoke, and we damn near ordered everything that was on the menu between all of us, you know. So got a good take on what's available. The burger, I didn't do a burger because I like making my own burgers. So to order a burger went out just seemed dumb. I want to try something that I hadn't tried. And so I tried the meatball sub. I wasn't the biggest fan. Alicia did the chicken parmesan sub. The chicken was great. The Parmesan marinara sauce that was on it was kind of similar to what was the meatball sub. Oh, good. Tuesday night's trivia. That will be fun. I haven't been out there for that yet. But today at 1, I'm going back out there. DJ Lance and I are going to sit down to kind of help him map out some of his marketing stuffs. And I'm looking forward to that. Lance is a good dude. I mean, he really is. And he's the one who does, again, all the karaoke and the trivia. And so he's keeping the place hopping. He's there doing something every night except Monday and Sunday, or Sunday and Monday, whichever way you want to look at it. Yeah, so that was cool. So what did you have for lunch out there? I'm curious because again, the burger looked amazing. Caitlin did the chicken strips. Aiden did the chicken sliders, and it was different chicken on the chicken parmesan sub versus the other ones. And then of course the fried pickles. Alicia loves fried pickles. They're not on the menu right now, but they're there. They were out of the breaded mushrooms, which I wanted to try. Had the burgers, cheese curds, onion rings, and the fresh pack. Good, great. Yeah, those are the winners. The cheese curds really impressed me because it really had flavor. You know, I'm not exactly sure which seasonings they used in the breading, but they really had flavor. They're little, but they pack a punch, and that was good. And the portion sizes were great, and the price, again, all things considered in the modern world, you can go to the Grill at the Seville for the same price that you would go to a McDonald's or Burger King or any of the other fast food joints. And it is most certainly comparable, if not better, price wise. And so, yeah, it was. Yeah, and that's the thing too. And like the cooks over there, and I got to really chat with the bar and restaurant manager last night. He's great, Ryan, great guy. The staff is good, and the kitchen. Let's see, yeah, the bar. You got the bar manager, then you got the kitchen manager, and the kitchen manager Kendall. He was off last night and then tonight, and we'll get back together Saturday, I guess. Anyway, some point. But really nice guy, very enthusiastic, and very. These guys are also really in it. You know what I'm saying? They really see the genuine potential and the vision and mission that Mike has in growing the music scene and the awareness aspects with veterans and child advocacy and taking care of kids. And that's really one of the things that I really enjoyed about this experience and our conversations and understanding what our messaging needs to be is that, again, he wants a place beyond just the music aspect, but a place that families can go and kids will feel safe. And I have a lot of respect for that because, again, I've said this way early on, and I'm not kidding. Anyone who hurts a kid will have a problem, and I will stand on that hill. And that's why, with all the insanity that's coming out this week and the allegations made towards people doing horrible things to children, the terrible truth is that that's not fake. That's not misinformation. It's too much for the average mind to comprehend, though, because no one wants to look at that level of evil. Because you're not evil. And when you're not evil like that, you just can't really wrap your head around it. And in most defense mechanism ways, people just shut it down as conspiracy, lunacy, or whatever else, not real. But the truth is, there are horrible things happening that, again, the average person just cannot comprehend. Because it is truly, it's evil, bad, evil, violates every natural law. It's terrible. So, yeah. So that's that. And so I'm looking forward to the things that I'm getting online and stuff to put out, and the partnerships that exist right now with some of the groups like Camp Jack here locally, which is a veteran support group. And I don't know if you had the opportunity to go by and take a look at it, Damien, but the new Camp Jack facility is fantastic. They have done an incredible job with that remodel. I never got a chance to see it prior. And I took the year off from everything, and then getting out there the day before yesterday and getting the tour. It's really cool. Their biggest push right now is they're working on building out a full service kitchen. And so like they've got their pantry area and then all that, but the kitchen is the next big thing that they're raising the funds for to build out. So where they'll be able to cook, serve, and prepare food, which is fantastic. And then the other one is Grandma's House, which is a child advocacy thing that is absolutely remarkably important. And they do incredibly good work in helping in those investigations of bad things that happen to kids. And it's one of those things that, like, when it first came in all those years ago and people were pissing and moaning about, oh, that's so, shut up. You got to have these things. You just do. It's like when people threw a fit around here about putting in the essentially the drop box for people who don't want their babies and they're ashamed, embarrassed, and then you have the spot at the fire station to where you can bring the baby anonymously, and it rings the bell, and then they come get the baby, and you're just whatever. That is a crazy form of society that we have to contend with, but it's a lot better than other things that happen with those poor babies. And so they take care of the babies get taken care of good, and that's what we always hope for. So anyway. Yeah, I was saying that's the thing. Like with the Seville, yeah, that's going to my focus there on the front end of things is, and you're going to see a lot of this. The blast that's going to go out with everything that I'm doing with putting the focus on the grill at the Seville, from breakfast all the way up to 9 o'clock when the main kitchen closes, and then the bar menu is still available all the way to midnight at closing time. So people can eat from 6 a.m. to midnight every single day. And that's huge. You know this, that we have a place now that you can go and have a cup of coffee. Just sit over in the ballroom. You don't have to be in the restaurant side when things are going on. You can go, you sit in the lobby, just hang out. I mean, and that to me is huge because for so many years now, there has not been a place to go and just have a cup of coffee and a conversation. And over downtown at the former Commerce Mall, that was something that was growing, but still not quite right for various reasons. But now I'm super excited because now all of those things that could have been now are, and again, I just really dig the place. I really do, and the staff, and again the owner. I'm very happy. I'm very happy because I don't like to promote anything. Like I said way early on in getting back into doing this, I don't like promoting anything that I can't hold my head up on if I bump into somebody outside in the real world. But now if I tell you, you should check this out, then I think there's a level of trust that I'm reestablishing with people because I'm not now again, I'm compensated doing this role, but I'm not compromised because we went into this with a lot of understanding of how this works from my mouth going out, right? And yeah, and I can. There's plenty of people in town that are fine and dandy, but there are certain things that no. It's like you could offer me a big fat paycheck or cash under the table, and I would tell you to bite it because crap is crap, and I won't be associated with it. Not because I'm hoity-toity or above all else, but if it's shit, I will tell you. And you can't buy that from me anymore. I got stuck in that way too many times in the professional days that I'll never do that again. Never, never, never. Screw that. If I say it, then I actually mean it. And yeah, no compromise. 42 minutes into the 8 o'clock hour, 38 degrees on the thermometer with sunshine and some floaty clouds and chemtrails out there. Plenty of them, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's conspiracy too. Is it though? It's called geoengineering. So it is man-made climate change. That's the truth in the story. It is man-made climate change because man has changed the climate. Intentionally with purpose, it wasn't CO2. Just saying. Look it up. But, you know, now I'm not so crazy. It's fun. Yeah, so, you know, the farm thing, that sounds good in theory, but I'll be honest with you, growing up on one, it's like I'm not at that stage where I want to have to manage that thing. And yeah, so that's one of those things. That's pretty much about it, man. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. It's been a great morning and conversations with Guard. I'm glad you got up and moving around there, Damien. We're getting a little concerned. But everything is well. Tell Jesse I said hi. It was really fun. Again, with our first we won't call it annual because it needs to happen more often than that, but the first official meeting of the Arkansas branch of the Horrible Horror Fan Club and Rubber Chicken Society at the Hotel Seville was fantastic. And I want to do it again. That was really cool hooking up with you guys yesterday, even though I was kind of in and out with everything. But that was great. I really enjoyed it. And it took me forever to send the selfies to Gar. It was like every step of the way yesterday, something would come up, and I was like, oh, damn, I forgot. I was like, oh, wait. And then it was a whole lot of that squirrel thing going on. So but I finally got him to him. He finally got him. So, and there it is. But I'm going to get off here, guys, and we'll see everybody later. Once again, I'm on a roll. The morning lead-in song, I thought it was kind of, I don't know if it's clever, and it's maybe a little funny, but it was mainly just something that popped out of my head. The whole idea that it's Friday the 13th, but even Jason Voorhees is more terrified of the headlines than anything he could have done at Camp Crystal Lake. That's just where I see it, right? See you guys in the morning.
Well, I woke up in the woods, mask on, blade gleaming. Heard a siren, heard a drone, heard a talk show screaming. Opened up my phone and I about fell dead, cause the headlines hit harder than a machete to the shed. Used to be I was the thing that made folks run. Now I'm scrolling like, Lord, what have y'all done? I'm the boogeyman. Yeah, I'm calling my mom, saying, Ma, come get me, the world's gone wrong. Cause it's wild out here, man, it's unhinged. When the killer in the mask is clutching his fringe. I'm supposed to be the nightmare, I'm supposed to be feared, but I just saw the comment section and I'm disappearing. Yeah, it's dark out there, and I know dark friend, but y'all have made me nervous, and that's how you know it's the end. Slow walk, heavy breath, but somebody live streamed it, added filters, made it meth. Then a dude in a suit yelled, it's all a hoax, and a robot voice pitched me limited edition folks. Got folks fighting over nothing in a parking lot, while a dude sells peace from a pop-up shop. I'm standing by the lake like this ain't my lane. I just want a camp counselor's not a full-time brain. Cause it's wild out here, man, it's unhinged. When the killer in the mask is clutching his fringe. I'm supposed to be the nightmare, I'm supposed to be feared, but I just saw the comment section and I'm disappearing. Yeah, it's dark out there, and I know dark friend, but y'all done made me nervous, and that's how you know it's the end. Famous country acting like a fool. Saw a grown man lose it cause his fries weren't cool. Saw a truth get sold with a link in the bio. Man, I'm from the 80s, even I need a choir. So I'm putting down the blade, picking up a prayer, hiding in the woods like no, y'all can have it out there. Cause it's wild.